Welcome to Audit the Audit, where we sort out the who and what and the right and wrong of police interactions. This episode covers impeding an investigation, use of force, and police policies, and is brought to us by Orange County Register's channel. Be sure to check out the description below and give them the credit that they deserve.
Before we dive into the interaction, I want to give everyone a quick reminder to pick up your copy of the Civilian Rights Hand Guide. It's a thorough and comprehensive guide designed to help you understand your rights and navigate encounters with law enforcement confidently. This book is simple, easy to read, and packed with practical advice and real-world insights that anyone can use, whether you're preparing for the unexpected or just want to be better informed. This book covers everything you wish you had been taught in school about how to interact with the police, and puts it into one easily digestible resource. The Civilian Rights Hand Guide is now available as an ebook, and you can even read it for free if you're subscribed to the Kindle Select program. If you've ever found value in the content we create here, then you're going to find this guide incredibly useful. We spent a lot of time making sure that we crafted a book that would genuinely help people understand their rights and what to actually do during and after police interactions. It's available now exclusively on Amazon, and it's a great way to support what we do while arming yourself with knowledge. You can find a link in the description and pinned comment. Thank you for your support. Now, let's get back to the episode.
On September 14, 2022, Deputy Robert Glazer of the Riverside County Sheriff's Department was called to the Madera Vista Senior Living Community in Temecula, California, regarding a dispute with the guest of a tenant, whom residents had been complaining about for some time. The interaction that followed was captured on Deputy Glazer's body camera.
Verbally abusive to these ladies.
I called her a couple names because I'm fed up with her harassing me every time I come inside.
Okay.
I'm here working for a man. I work for a man in here. He's my good friend.
Okay.
Personal assistant. Can I just set these things
Yeah, of
down?
course.
My bumper. This is my van here.
No, I got you.
And so, officer,
Let's walk over here.
what's that?
Let's walk over here.
Sure.
So it's
That's fine.
just easier that way.
Yeah, that's
People don't yell and
not a problem. Yeah, officer, this has been an ongoing saga since I came in, since I arrived here in July of 20.
Okay.
And so I was just about to get this thing out of here right now because I don't want to be towed away because I'm under terrible scrutiny for nothing. Okay, I'm telling you straight up. You want to know the truth? I'm going to lie to an officer. I have done nothing to offend or violate the law in any way, shape, or form here except for using some profanity against that woman because she continues to call me,
The older one or the younger one?
The older one, Carrie.
Okay.
Yeah. And so she is a really nasty woman. I don't know why she continues to blindside me with her harassment and her incessant calling of you guys. Unnecessarily, unneeded calls because she doesn't like the fact that my client was dating a woman that she didn't like, and there was squabbling and fighting going on. Well, then finally, Lynn Marie Filippini, you probably know who she is.
No.
Okay, well, anyway, finally, I don't want to make you feel like you're trapped.
No, that's why I came this way. As long as I can see that way, I'm good.
So anyway, there was a lot of contention and everything. That woman that brought me over here, Lynn, had to leave and vacate the premises for good, and now she has a restraining order against her. She can't come back anymore, but there was a lot of contention built up between Lynn and this Carrie. And then Carrie started calling me Lynn's boyfriend, which is entirely untrue. I don't know why she continues to do that. She continues to gossip and call me names and call me dirty, nasty names. I forget what they were now. They were so awful. But I called her just now. I walk in the door and I hear her calling me a scumball. As soon as I walked, so I walked up the stairs and I confronted her. I said, "Don't you have anything better to do than to talk about my personal business in here?" And she snapped at me again. I go, "You're a fucking cunt." And then I called her a bitch later after some more words were done. And then the after schools lady just immediately calls the management team leader, Bianca Hernandez, very fine people. I have no squalms with her. She has to do her job. I understand that. But here's the thing. They allow a young man who's underage. They want me out here because I'm not of age. It's a 55 and over.
Do you live here?
Well, yes and no.
Okay.
Technically, I'm not on the lease, and I'm not a registered guest.
Okay.
But I'm an invited guest by a client. My client. He has me come over. He asked her. He said, "Can't I have a friend?" And she said, "Yeah, you can have a friend here." And so I have been his friend And I have been responsible, and I have been forthright, and I don't break the law, and I don't do anything nefarious or whatsoever. I have a close relationship with God. I love people and God. I'm a good guy. I'm not a criminal-minded guy. I'm not a dipshit criminal who doesn't care about anything else but himself. And then, you know, I continue to be harassed by some of the people in here, you know, telling me to, put on a shirt. You know, and I don't need to put on a shirt. There's no laws in California telling me I have to keep a shirt on wherever I go, officer. And he's worried about me being seen by the children over here without a shirt on. This guy right here. Yeah.
All right, go over there. I'll talk.
Confronted me.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop. Go over there. I'll deal with you in a minute. Hey.
Shut up.
Go over there or you're going to end up in the back of my car. You don't think I won't put you in my car?
I bet you won't. I bet you not with these.
I will put you in the back of my car. Go over there. Turn around. Put your hands behind your back. You're impeding my investigation, sir.
While Deputy Glazer is talking to the suspect, resident George Whaling, who had recently undergone surgery on both his knees and was using a cane, walks by, and the suspect points him out as one of the individuals at the community who had been quote-unquote harassing him. Mr. Whaling responds to the suspect, and Deputy Glazer orders him to walk away. Mr. Whaling and the suspect exchange a few more words, and then Mr. Whaling begins to walk in the direction Deputy Glazer ordered him to go. Despite this, Deputy Glazer approaches Mr. Whaling, who is still walking in the direction he was ordered to go, and after a brief interaction tells him to put his hands behind his back because he is quote-unquote impeding his investigation. Section 148A1 of the California Penal Code makes it a misdemeanor offense to willfully resist, delay, or obstruct a peace officer in the discharge of their duties. Although the outright refusal to comply with an officer's lawful order can form the basis for a criminal charge under this section in some situations, as the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of California determined in the 2024 case of Williams versus County of Sacramento, it is well established that citizens have a right to verbally challenge officers and temporarily refuse to comply with deputies' commands under this statute. In the 1995 case of McKinney versus Nielsen, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, which has jurisdiction over California, determined that officers did not have probable cause to arrest an individual who did not immediately comply with an order to stop writing on a sidewalk with chalk, instead underlining the last phrase of his message before desisting. The court concluded that, quote, no reasonable officer could have thought that complying with a police order slowly could be a violation of Section 148. Any reasonable officer would have known that they needed more than McKinney's hesitation to arrest him. A reasonable person would not have thought that McKinney was obstructing the officers by not immediately putting down his chalk. Of course, people must obey the police in most situations, but here, the police overreacted to McKinney's momentary disobedience. Citing this case, the Ninth Circuit likewise determined in the 2016 case of Sialoe versus City of San Diego that, quote, an individual's temporary refusal to comply with an officer's commands is not in itself a valid basis for an arrest, nor is an individual's peaceful verbal challenge to police action a valid basis. So here, while Mr. Whaling did appear to wait a few seconds to comply with Deputy Glazer's order and was somewhat verbally challenging to Deputy Glazer, he was walking in the direction he was ordered to go at the time Deputy Glazer approached him and at the time he was ordered to put his hands behind his back. Because Mr. Whaling was in the process of complying with the order, it is highly likely that a court would find that there was no lawful basis for Deputy Glazer to initiate an arrest or even a detention.
Put your hands behind your back, or you're going to end up getting tased. Put your hands behind your back.
For what?
Because I said so when you're impeding my investigation
Why
now.
am I impeding your investigation, man?
Put your hands behind your back now.
What did I do?
Okay, you're going to get tased.
What?
Put your hands behind your back now.
For what?
Because I said so. You're impeding my investigation, sir.
Wow.
Put your hands behind your back now.
I can't even walk, man. What are you doing?
Sir? Sir, put your hands behind your back now.
What am I doing?
Put your hands behind your back or you're going to get tased.
Tased for what? I can't
You're not listening to me.
Man, just put the cuffs on me, man.
I didn't say I was going to put cuffs on you,
Well,
sir.
what are you doing,
I
man?
put you in the back of my car because you're impeding my investigation.
All I did was show you my
Sir,
knees.
Stop.
What the are you talking about?
Stop. I have it all on videos.
Man, I don't give a stuff, man. You gonna tackle me and
Sir, you fell to the
I
ground.
told you my knees are up. Lieutenant Smith, man.
Level 11, physical.
Yeah, okay.
Put your hands behind your back.
For what?
Because I said so.
Wow.
Put your hand, lay down on your stomach, put your hands behind your back. I already asked him to comply, he's not.
My knees are hurting, man. What did I do?
I have already explained it to you. You're impeding my investigation. Now you're going to end up in the back of my car and arrested.
When Mr. Whaling does not put his hands behind his back, Deputy Glazer threatens to tase him several times and ultimately takes him to the ground. Although, while Mr. Whaling alleges that Deputy Glazer tackled him, Deputy Glazer claims that Mr. Whaling fell. While it is logical to conclude that any force used against Mr. Whaling was quote-unquote excessive, given the likely unlawfulness of the underlying arrest, when it comes to lawsuits for civil rights violations, the Ninth Circuit treats false arrest claims and excessive force claims as related, but so-called separate and distinct issues. As the Ninth Circuit explained in the 2004 case of Beyer versus City of Lewiston, quote, although an excessive force claim is subject to a quote-unquote reasonableness standard under the Fourth Amendment, as is a false arrest claim, the two claims require quite different inquiries. Because the excessive force and false arrest factual inquiries are distinct, establishing a lack of probable cause to make an arrest does not establish an excessive force claim, and vice versa. Well, accordingly, in order to determine whether the use of force was excessive, courts must look to the three so-called Graham factors, named after the 1989 Supreme Court case that identified them, Graham versus Connor, which include, now quoting, the severity of the crime at issue, whether the suspect poses an immediate threat to the safety of the officers or others, and whether he is actively resisting arrest or attempting to evade arrest by flight. Here, Mr. Whaling was being unlawfully arrested, making the government's interest in using force minimal, as there was no need or lawful basis to seize him in the first place. And even if there had been probable cause, he was suspected of a non-violent misdemeanor offense. There was likewise no indication that Mr. Whaling posed any threat to Deputy Glazer or others, as he was walking away as instructed, not armed, and not attacking anyone. And while he did show some passive resistance to putting his hands behind his back, it seems probable that at least part of his so-called refusal to comply was due to the fact that he needed his cane to safely and comfortably stand due to recently having surgery on both knees. Accordingly, a court would likely find that Deputy Glazer's use of a takedown maneuver and threat of a taser was unreasonably excessive force when compared to the government's interest in arresting Mr. Whaling, and therefore a violation of the Fourth Amendment.
I can't get up.
We'll help you up. Go over there.
You have to let him up. He's not going to be able to get up.
I'll wait till my partner gets here.
What?
Wait for my partner to get here.
I can't believe this.
I asked him to go away.
I understand.
What did I do?
Stop talking.
I can talk if I want. I'm older than you.
I don't care. Stop. Get.
What are you doing, man?
Stop.
What are you doing?
Stay on it. Stay here.
I can't walk.
Stop
what are you
trying to pull
doing?
away from me, man.
I'm not. How the can I pull away? Why you think I laid down, man? The is your problem?
Stop. Resisting, man.
Okay.
Are you serious that you're going through this?
Okay.
They understand. Oh, you gonna get it.
You Cal Purrs member, you gonna get it. Oh, you gonna get it. Your walkie-talkie's right
I don't
there.
care.
Your thing.
Stop.
Look at. No, get that camera and show what he's doing.
Wait,
I haven't done but walk right here
Sir,
where
you're
I
not
live, and you come do this to me.
Sir,
I'm a resident.
I don't care.
I've been living in
I
Temecula for
don't
12
care.
years.
I don't care. You're not listening to the orders.
Man, you're stupid. You're stupid.
Stop pulling your arm away from me.
you gotta let him up because
I will once my partner gets here. He keeps pulling away from me.
How can I pull away from you, you dumb mother? How can I pull away from you? Oh, wait. You just...
Stop.
This is ridiculous.
just stop.
Wait till the watch command.
That's fine. It's all on video, sir.
He
It's
didn't
your...
come at you.
I didn't have to come at me. He refused to follow lawful order.
And you just came
And you just came and attacked me.
Okay, we have different.
as we're walking
Okay.
by. As we're walking
Okay.
I asked him to walk away.
I've never seen such a
I can't even walk. What are you talking about? That's how dumb you gonna look.
And
Stupid.
the reason that he's resisting is because he can't let down like that.
Well, as for my safety, he's gonna have to.
He didn't even come
Wow. I got tackled in my place for my safety.
How is it for your safety? And
Because he keeps pulling his hands away from me, ma'am. I don't know him.
That's because you came up.
You came and attacked me. What are you talking about? The seniors over there saw it.
Stop moving around.
You're stupid, man.
You can't
You're gonna be in
down
trouble.
like that. You're
Your ass is gonna be in trouble.
Okay, great, sir.
Okay.
and you calling all this back.
You're stupid. This is how stupid this is. You're stupid.
right.
And bring the watchman, the captain or whoever. I got 2 knee replacements and he tackled me.
Relax.
Relax.
This motherfucker tackled me, man.
This is what I'm talking about.
You know me.
I know you. Let him put handcuffs on you. We'll figure this thing out.
Wow, no, that man.
Let him,
I told this I had knee replacement and he gonna tackle me.
Okay, we'll figure this out. Hold on. We'll figure this out.
Stop pulling away. That's the whole reason you're like this,
hey,
man.
Man, I ain't.
Hey, you know me, man.
I know it. Look,
Hey,
and this did this.
Let him put these on you. We'll figure this thing out, okay?
It's a
I know. Let's get this thing figured out, okay?
got 2 knee replaced and he gonna tackle me.
Go to your side.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I know.
Man, you know that hurt. Can you get my phone?
Absolutely. Actually, I don't see your
My
phone.
My phone's in the bushes or somewhere with the cane.
I got your cane.
I can't walk, man.
Okay, we'll figure that out. We'll get it. Yeah. Hey, let's get you in the car.
Can you turn? Look, man, this put these things on this right here. Look how tight these are.
Hold on. Let me adjust that to you.
What's your cell phone look like? Is it?
It's black. It's right back there. The mother tackled me up in there.
I'm gonna get it for you.
God. Wow.
Is there anything else?
Wow.
Just the cell phone?
Oh, wow. Wow.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
I'm trying to find his cell phone. I can't find it. Did it?
I have no idea.
You have no idea. You just had him down at all? You just have it on him?
I have no idea. I didn't get that far. I want him to walk away. He refused to keep going. He kept tripping back.
In telling a fellow officer what happened, Deputy Glazer claims that he arrested Mr. Whaling because he refused to, quote-unquote, walk away. However, his own body camera footage shows that Mr. Whaling was walking in the direction he was ordered to go at the time Deputy Glazer approached him. Mr. Whaling then turned around temporarily to speak to Deputy Glazer, who was speaking to him, and then turned to continue to, quote-unquote, walk away when Deputy Glazer grabbed him and ordered him to put his hands behind his back.
Without a shirt on. This guy right here. This guy right here. Yeah.
All right, go over there. I'll talk.
confronted me.
Stop. Go over there. I'll deal with you in a minute. Hey,
I do.
Hey!
Shut up.
go over there or you're going to end up in the back of my car.
I ain't getting shit.
You don't think I won't put you in my car?
I bet you won't. I bet you not with these.
I
bet
will put you in the back of my
I
car.
bet you
Go
you
over
won't.
there. Turn around. Put your hands behind your back. You're impeding my investigation, sir.
Pray.
Put your hands behind your back.
As we discussed earlier in this episode, the actual course of events almost certainly did not provide Deputy Glazer with probable cause to arrest Mr. Whaling, while the version of events Deputy Glazer shared with his peers could potentially support an arrest. According to Policy 300 of the Riverside County Sheriff's Department Standards Manual regarding use of force, officers are only authorized to use objectively reasonable force, now quoting, to effect an arrest, to prevent escape, or to overcome resistance. This aligns with Section 835A of the California Penal Code, which states that, quote, any peace officer who has reasonable cause to believe that the person to be arrested has committed a public offense may use objectively reasonable force to effect the arrest, to prevent escape, or to overcome resistance. However, this statute specifically requires that an officer have reasonable cause to believe an individual has committed an offense in order to use force, which, as we have discussed, Deputy Glazer likely did not. Likewise, Likewise, the department policy states that, quote, deputies shall use only that amount of force that is objectively reasonable given the facts and totality of the circumstances known to or perceived by the deputy at the time of the event to accomplish a legitimate law enforcement purpose. The reasonableness of force will be judged from the perspective of a reasonable deputy on the scene at the time of the incident. Deputies may only use a level of force that they reasonably believe is proportional to the seriousness of the suspected offense or the reasonably perceived level of actual or threatened resistance. Additionally, the policy lists a number of factors that should be considered when determining whether to apply force and evaluating whether an officer has used reasonable force, including officer and subject factors such as the age, size, relative strength, skill level, and injuries sustained, the potential for injury to officers, suspects, and others, the individual's apparent ability to comply with officer commands, the apparent immediacy and severity of the threat to officers or others, the seriousness of the suspected offense or reason for contact with the individual, the apparent need for immediate control of the subject or a prompt resolution of the situation, the conduct of the individual being confronted, the availability of other reasonable and feasible options and their possible effectiveness, whether the person appears to be resisting, attempting to evade arrest by flight, or is attacking the officer, and the risk and reasonably foreseeable consequences of escape. Here, Deputy Glazer should have considered the high risk of injury to Mr. Whaling, given his age and the condition of his knees, his limited ability to comply with the orders to put his hands behind his back due to the use of a cane, the low level of threat posed by Mr. Whaling, the lack of any violent conduct by Mr. Whaling, and the availability of other feasible options before resorting to threats of tasing and a takedown maneuver. Therefore, it is likely that Deputy Glazer's use of force against Mr. Whaling violated department policy and California law, not only because the arrest was not supported by probable cause, but also because the force employed was objectively unreasonable.
Gary, go inside. You're making the matters much worse, ma'am.
Are you okay?
I'm good.
All right. I'll let you get things sorted out.
I appreciate it.
Okay. You're great. You can show my partner all your information. Yeah, not a problem. I'm sorry he gave you a problem, man.
It's okay, man.
Wow, that sucks. You good hear them? I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know this guy?
I just from talked to him 100 times. Yeah.
All right, I'll be right back.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Ma'am? Ma'am?
I've got it down.
Thank you.
You need to pick up the phone.
I did not.
Do you have your phone? Can you call it?
I do not.
So we see your
I didn't bring my phone in.
Okay.
I don't think he had a phone with him. Because we scuffled right here.
I don't know, I feel like I'm in like a Where's Waldo trying to, and it's
Yeah. Okay, hey, Ryan, come over here.
Okay.
You're just making matters worse.
All right.
Would you like some cold water?
Yeah. Now, can I talk to you over here, please? Who's the other gentleman that was walking?
He lives in the corner. He walks his dog with his wife every day. I don't know when he starts flapping his mouth.
Yep.
Because he does it with the kids
Yep.
too. But he does have two bad knees. That is where that
Oh, well.
came in. I know. I hear you.
So,
I'm on your side now.
okay.
After Mr. Whaling was arrested, he was taken to a detention center in Murrieta, California, where he was held for 11 and a half hours before he was released. Prosecutors ultimately chose not to file any charges against him in court, and the Riverside County Sheriff's Department reported that Deputy Glazer was terminated after an internal investigation sustained several allegations of misconduct, including unnecessary use of force against Mr. Whaling. On September 6th, 2023, Mr. Whaling filed a federal civil rights lawsuit alleging constitutional and California state law violations. And on March 6th, 2025, the case was dismissed after Riverside County agreed to pay Mr. Whaling a $498,000 settlement. Overall, Deputy Glazer gets an F. for maintaining an impatient and belligerent demeanor in his interaction with Mr. Whaling, arresting him without any probable cause for doing so, and using unreasonable and excessive force against an elderly man with a cane with no apparent remorse for any pain or injury he might have caused. Not only did Deputy Glazer arrest Mr. Whaling for refusing to comply with his order to quote-unquote walk away, as he was literally in the process of walking away, he also demonstrated an alarming lack of common sense and empathy by repeatedly ordering Mr. Whaling, who was relying on a cane, to put both his hands behind his back, and then threatening to tase him when he would not, or more likely could not, comply. An objectively reasonable officer in this situation would have perceived Mr. Whaling as, at most, a mild annoyance, not a danger, and Deputy Glazer's actions against Mr. Whaling seemed to be motivated by a desire to retaliate rather than an attempt to enforce the law. And to top it all off, Deputy Glazer then misrepresented the situation to his fellow officers, repeatedly demonstrating that he did not have the patience, the temperament, or the integrity necessary to be an effective police officer. And I commend the Riverside County Sheriff's Department for holding him accountable for his actions through termination. And as for Mr. Whaling, I cannot rightfully assign a grade to an elderly citizen who was the victim of multiple constitutional violations, including false arrest, excessive force, and potentially First Amendment retaliation as well. While Mr. Whaling did very briefly hesitate in his compliance with Deputy Glazer's order to quote-unquote walk away, California law has established that individuals are not required to immediately comply with police directives, and Mr. Whaling was actually following the order when Deputy Glazer arrested him, threatened to tase him, and threw him to the ground. Although Mr. Whaling did speak his mind, he remained well within his First Amendment rights throughout the encounter, and I commend him for taking appropriate legal action by filing a lawsuit, and as a result, recovering a hefty settlement. Let us know if there's an interaction or legal topic that you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to pick up your copy of the Civilian Rights Hand Guide in the links below.